Sing to the rock, sing to the tree, sing to the firefly lighting up the sky. Sing, sing to the sea.
Hello, I'm Mary Wheelan, and this is The Song, a show that presents songwriters, composers, and lyricists and their original songs. And today I am very pleased to present, from Sunderland, Massachusetts, Wildcat O'Halloran.
Hey, how are you? Well, you're a mean mistreater, a liar and a cheater, and you jumped on me just like a frog. You threw away my trust. Before I trust you again, I'd rather sleep out in a hollow log. You bit the hand that used to feed you. Thank God, baby, I learned to read you. If you ever need a friend, baby, if you ever need a friend, go buy a dog. Well, baby, we was mellow. You called me a fine fellow, then you took me for all you could hog. Well, you wined me and dined me. When you fed me, you bled me. In your master plan, I was just a cog. One thing I got to say, don't go away mad, just go away. If you ever need a friend, baby, if you ever need a friend, yeah, go buy a dog. Well, I'm sorry to abuse you, but you're a stone soul loser. If digital is truth, you're analog. They say beauty's skin deep, you know, snakes shed their skin. If you kissed a prince, you turn back into a frog. One thing I got to say, don't go away mad, just go away. If you ever need a friend, baby, if you ever need a friend, yeah, go buy a dog. Go buy a dog. Go buy a dog. Alrighty then. I think that was the runner-up best song in the world in 2010, actually. This is something that I'm going to be recording tonight after I leave here down at Spirit House Studios in Northampton, Danny Bernini Studios. This is something that's going to be on the new record. It's called I Don't Need a Woman. I don't need an angel. I don't need an angel, just not a roller coaster. Well, there's a certain kind of woman that's attracted to me. And you know she ain't the angel off the top of the Christmas tree. I'm just stating the facts, ain't trying to be no boaster. But I don't need an angel, just not a roller coaster. I don't need her to wait on me foot and hand. I don't need her to say your wish is my command. I don't need no homemade bread baking in the toaster. Cause I don't need no angel, just not a roller coaster. Well, I got to tell you people just how I feel. I got to keep things more on an even keel. Well, one day she's making wedding plans, but the next day she's calling me a dirty old man. Don't need to cook me no food, don't knit me no sweaters. She can call me a mean mamma jamma and a bad go-getter. She don't even have to come home when she's supposed to. Because I don't need an angel, just not a roller coaster. Can't stand no kind of roller coaster. Don't care if she worships Aphrodite or that other guy, Zora Roaster. No, that ain't how you say it. Just not a roller coaster.
Wow, I really like that. I really like blues quite a bit.
Ah, well, you come to the right place then, or I come to the right place.
Yeah. Now, are all your songs blues? Do you always write blues?
That's my jumping off place. The blues Gestapo think I stretched the boundaries a little bit, but my theory is that if kids grew up listening to Eddie Van Halen and all that wild energy, and they grew up listening to rappers and all the kind of real out there foul, dirty stuff that they get into, you're going to have to raise the energy level. You're going to have to put a little energy behind the truth if you're going to make blues as exciting to them as it was to my generation when we first heard it. So I walk a fine line there. I also don't get invited to the CYO dance much. I tell the audience that in 1965, if you played that Beatles song, Slow Down, and you got excited and put in the wrong adjective, you could get fired from the CYO dance. 1968, it'd have to be that Steppenwolf song about the Pusher Man. I had a friend who got fired for playing that one, Brian O'Donnell, my guitar teacher when I was in high school. He came back the following week after begging Father for another chance, and he performed God Bless the Pusher Man, and that was fine. There was no problem with God Bless the Pusher Man. But some of the stuff that we do kind of, goes out there a little bit.
Now, just before the show, we were talking about your songwriting process. You want to share something about that and how you go about writing a song?
I wish I had a really complicated thing for you. But for me, if I get a title that I really like, that the thing writes itself. Like, one day I decided I wanted a song that was called If You Ever Need a Friend, Buy a Dog.
Yeah.
And the rest of the nasty, mean stuff just poured right out there. The song was done in 5 minutes. Or when my daughter Sarah was born, I had a song called I See the Love in My Baby's Eyes or something. It was about her as like a kindergartner. So that seems to be what works for me. On the new record, we have the roller coaster song that I played you. There's one about the music business called I've Been Living by My Wits and Slowly Starving to Death. A long time ago, the Valley Advocate called me the Pioneer Valley's answer to Texas six-string pounder Stevie Ray Vaughan, which I don't have an acoustic guitar in my hand when I'm that. But first of all, they had to explain who Stevie Ray Vaughan was because that's how long ago it was. He wasn't famous yet. But I don't want to be him because he's dead. I want to be the Pioneer Valley's answer to Tommy Castro, who writes all those kind of songs. He wrote, I don't want to be your backdoor man, but I'm wondering if you need a backup plan. And he wrote, A Good Fool is Hard to Find, and those kind of things. So he calls them like one funny line songs. I mean, try to get more than one in there, but once the title's done, the song's practically ready. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? I got a praise song for a girl. If this day was a dog, they'd shoot it. So I don't know. Those are ones that I've...
Great. Now, you mentioned that you have a new CD coming out?
Yes. After I leave here tonight, I'm off to Spirit House Studios in Northampton. Danny Bernini, who I've known since he was the sound man at Catina's in Hadley, has a gorgeous studio down in Northampton. I've raised enough money on that Kickstarter crowdfunding program, and I thank the people so much who showed an interest in me getting this record done, because I hear it's a down economy. And there's a song about that actually in there. But we'll be off tonight to start recording. Joe Fitzpatrick from Trailer Parks playing drums. My bass player, Matt the Loverboy McManaman. And Devin Griffiths from my band. And we'll have a bunch of guests. The Harp Girls may come down and sing a couple things. Ray Griffiths may come down and sing a couple things. Wally Greeney's going to come down and play harmonica. And the luscious Emily Duff from The Raft will be down to play saxophone. Now that she's in grad school, we have to call her Dr. Luscious. We can't be that politically incorrect anymore. And I think Nick Borges from Primary Fiasco is going to come over and play trumpet. I hope I didn't forget anybody. But usually it's an all-star cast.
Oh, sounds like there's going to be some great music tonight.
We're hoping. Not all that will happen tonight. But,
yeah.
We work pretty fast in the studio. I'm very fortunate the guys that I am able to get come out.
Great. Well, why don't you do another song for us, and we can talk a little more.
Sure. All right. This is something that's going to be on the thing tonight, hopefully. So if you've seen me play before, you won't know this one. Let's hope I know this one. Well, they say that the music business never gonna change, and I guess what they say is true. When the club owners still are paying the same as they did in 1972. When you can't get the gigs that you want to, you got to take the gigs you can get. You be living by your wits and slowly starving to death. Well, album sales are down to a pitiful few. Might get a few crust of bread and such. And those nice folks down there at Spotify decided 99 cents was way too much. When you add up their 1 cent payments, they promise to cut you a check. You be living by your wits and slowly starving to death. Now the difference between band work and cornflakes is you can't pay cornflakes and beer. Don't ask me to figure it all out. If I was smart, I sure wouldn't be here. But if you want to complain and start trouble, you better mumble it under your breath. You're gonna be living by your wits and slowly starving to death. Be a complainer. Let's keep things on the basis of friends. I don't want to get myself blackballed, be told I'll never work in this town again. But if you want to complain and start trouble, you better mumble it under your breath. You're gonna be living by your wits and slowly starving to death. Well, My passion of play's the same as ever. That flame won't ever be extinguished. But my equipment's getting kinda old and beat up, while me, I just get more distinguished. When they pry the guitar from my cold dead fingers, after I take my last breath, they'll say he was living by his wits and slowly starved himself to death. Yeah, he was living by his wits and slowly starved to death. Alrighty.
Very nice. Now, I was wondering about if you have advice for young musicians.
Run!
Maybe that was a good song to precede that.
You're right. No, I think about this a little bit because you spend a lot of time trying to figure out, why aren't I more successful? Why this? How am I going to be able to? My daughter Caitlin is going to UMass for painting, for art. And she gave me the only right answer. I said to her, like the typical parent, even though I've been in music for 45 years, like the typical parent, I say to her, Caitlin, there ain't going to be any money in painting. And she gave me the right answer without being prompted. She said, Dad, it's the only thing I'm interested in. In other words, if the little songs are bouncing around in your head and you're thinking, boy, I wonder if people would like that, you're going to go to great lengths to try to get those songs a fair hearing out in front of people. And so that would be my advice to young musicians, is you're going to spend a lot of time trying to get people's attention. If you get it, what was it that you wanted to tell them? In other words, if they're not getting it, and you're supposed to be a great communicator, why aren't they getting it? And if you just want their attention because you want it, that's kind of like being on a basketball team and saying, pass me the ball. I don't shoot very well. I don't dribble very well, but I just want the ball because I want it. Well, that don't play. But if you want the audience's attention, what was it that you wanted to say to them? Even it doesn't have to be something profound. It can be, it's fun to dance, or look how fast I can play the guitar. But you got to have a definite thing in mind that you wanted to tell them. Some of my blues friends make fun of me. I still write out a set list. I didn't today for this because it's just me. But for the band, I write out a whole set list for the whole night. And they go, oh, wow, I thought we're supposed to be great improvisers. Why are we writing out a set list like we're in high school? I'm like, because I get to the end of the night and I realize there was something I wanted to tell them that I forgot. It might have been, if you ever need a friend, buy a dog. Might have been. My friend James Robinson from Trailer Park encouraged me all the time to write a serious song with my real feelings and my real life experiences. And for years I went, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. No way I'm doing that. And Katie Wright, that's the blues director at WMUA, I said to her, Katie, he wants me to write a serious song about my feelings. She says, I get a lot of those and a lot of them are terrible. I said, I know, and I'm afraid mine would be that too. She says, well, there's only a few people in the world who can write funny songs as good as you want. You keep doing that. But on this new record, I have taken James' advice, and I do have a couple of serious things. I'll play one of those for you in a minute. That's going to be on the new record, and probably will undercut the seriousness of that by playing something comical at the end. How's that sound?
Oh, sounds good.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah,
I saw your thing that you did with Jim K. You've sent me a bunch of the shows since then, but I was blown away by how beautiful that show is. Jim and I were in a band together for one day. Can I tell you that story?
Oh, sure. Tell us that story.
When Kenny Johnson, the Grammy-winning drummer, played with James Cotton for years, played on Fly Like an Eagle, not that song, but on that album with Steve Miller. Whenever Steve did deep blues, he would call up Kenny to play drums. And he fell in love with a girl in Greenfield. He was living here for a while. And he and I played together a little bit. And he decided he's going to put this all-star band together called the Pioneer Valley Blues All-Stars or something. And it was me and Jim Kay, Jerry Ellis, who's passed away, and I think Automatic Slim or Wally Greeny came in and played harmonica, but I'm not sure if they were officially in the band. But at that time, I owned the Dove's Nest restaurant in Sunderland. I was working 100 hours a week, 90 hours on a week if nothing broke or went wrong. So I'm exhausted all the time. I go home and I take a nap. And this is after I was just just recently married, and I wake up and it's 11 o'clock, and I say to my wife, Amy, it's 11 o'clock. And she's like, go back to sleep. You're tired. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be playing at Sheehan's in Northampton with Kenny right now. It's my first time playing with this all-star band. He's going to kill me. So I race down there, and I apologize profusely to the club owner. And he says, well, no problem. I advertised 4 all-stars. I got 3 all-stars. The place has been packed. But I'm docking you a quarter of the money that I promised you. Well, didn't Jim figure out that the quarter that he docked us was more than Kenny had promised him? So Kenny must have been pocketing some, so Jim quit the next day. The next time we did the Valley Blues All-Stars, no Jim. Mark Eason from Connecticut is playing guitar. I'm like, okay. But, hey, the ups and downs. Kenny was a beautiful person in a lot of ways, but I think he was trying to pull a fast one, and Jim caught him. So I was in a band with Jim for one day. I got there like 11:30, and we played, I don't know, we played like a half an hour, which for Jim is one song. It was just like guitar solo. And Kenny says to me afterwards, good job not getting in a Guitar Hero battle with Jim. And I'm like, I ain't going to win. I ain't going to win, and we got enough of that going on already. So I'm just trying to keep it blues and keep it together. I was afraid we were going to stop in the middle.
Yeah. Now, before you close out with a couple more, why don't you share what your website is and
sure.
other ways people can get a hold of you online?
Wow,
find
who knew
music?
that there'd be... Oh, that's... It wasn't Jim, though. No, maybe it was Jim. It was one of the guys from Fat emailed me, and they said, wow, how did you get all this cool stuff on your website and Facebook page? I'm going, wow, you guys are way behind if you think my stuff is cool. But it's www.wildcatohalloran.com. You got to spell that long Irish last name, but if you get close, it'll probably prompt you. Facebook page is Facebook Wildcat O'Halloran. There's the Wildcat O'Halloran band page. Usually has mostly the same stuff, although Fuzzy did some videos at the Wendell Full Moon Coffee House, your director here, and those were on the band page, I think, only. Some of those came out really nice. That was my all-star band with the luscious Emily and Wally Greeny. My daughter Sarah came up and sang. That's kind of fun. My daughter Sarah comes out and sings some Aretha songs. Or one night after she got out of college, she was teaching English in Korea. And she emails me, I'm going to the only blues jam in Korea. I'm going to sing John the Revelator by Son House, which is so far back and so obscure that I'm like, I don't even know that song. I got to go look it up. But it turns out it was something the Blues Brothers covered, which is the only way young people, right? They're wondering right now why I don't have dark glasses on and a suit, right? You're wondering that. I know you are. That's one place the blues can go.
Well, let's hear some more.
All right, very good. Oh, now I'm getting scared, though. I did play this at the Wendell Full Moon Coffee House, and it was like the night that June Millington was the headliner, and so there's a lot of feminist people who are not normally fans of mine there, and I'm extremely nervous, and I get up and I play this sensitive little love ballad, and I'm terrified. Is that enough of a big build-up, how good it is? Yeah. I'm crossing you off the list of the people who understand me. No way, that can be good news. Crossing you off the list of the folks who really get me. I guess that's why I've been getting the blues. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's fair. So damn confused now. I don't even care. But I'm crossing you off the list of the people who understand me. Problem is, you was the only one there. Crossing you off the list of the people I want to be with. but I'm sure gonna miss your smile. Crossing you off the list of the people I'll ever let hurt me. Though I'm sure I'm gonna be hurting for a while. I'm crossing you off of all of my list. Though I'm gonna miss your voice, your eyes, and your kiss. Crossing you off the list of the people who understand me. Problem is, yours was the only name on that list. Crossing you off the list of the people I want to talk to, people in whom I might confide. Crossing you off the list of the folks I want to talk to. You can go ahead and join the other side. I'll have no more hopes or dreams or fears to share. And a couple more beers, I probably won't even care. But I'm crossing you off the list of the people who understand me. Problem is, you was the only one there. Thing is, yours was the only name there. Alrighty then. Well, as sure as I'm gonna take my next breath, when you're hot, and I'm freezing to death. To play on straight like I'm playing poker, but I'm finding life quite a practical joker. I don't know how and I don't know when, but I got to get my life back together again. Well, I start each day with the best intentions, but I feel like my luck is gone on suspension. I keep on playing and I keep on singing. My telephone somehow stopped ringing. I don't know how and I don't know when, but I got to get my life back together again. I'm not the kind of guy to cry in my beer, but it hasn't been my day for a couple of years. I knew they couldn't keep a good man down, and life kicked my butt again in the very next round. I feel like having a strong drink or two every time I see another bill marked overdue. Maybe I get up if I take a cold shower. I feel I can't make another 24 hours. I don't know how and I don't know when. I don't know how and I don't know when. I don't know how and I don't know when, but I got to get my life back together again.